So my character's name is Aoughmeya. His race is Kenku. He is a male, about 4'2", just under 100 pounds. He is a multi-class warlock and cleric, with significantly more levels in warlock than cleric. He's still learning on that front. So I have been playing D&D on and off for, oh boy, since like late middle school. So, how old am I? That's a hard one to ask. 12 years. We'll say on and off 12 years. That's pretty close. Ao is originally from, well, he doesn't really quite know. When he first remembers, though, his first memories come from Saxondale. And then shortly thereafter, he grew up in the swamps in between Saxondale and Corbank. So Ao is a very interesting bird. Quirky, I think, is a good word for it. He comes from everything and nothing. He has dreams of these awesome histories of the Kenku race before their fall. Sea lore here to the Kenku race. Massive, awful, terrible things happened. But Ao has memories of all of this, or nightmares of these things. And they keep him awake at night. They carve his every moment of his waking life. So Aoughmeya, when he was still a very young bird, is still a very influenced, or easily influenceable Kenku, I should say, heard the siren song of this long-lost eldritch talisman when he was visiting Saxondale at a young age. He found, located in their extensive exotic bazaar, a stall which had sitting on it this beautiful, beautiful talisman in the shape of an eye, a symbol which he did not recognize at the time. He knew beyond all fathomable doubt that this was his jewelry. So he took it and he put it on and he ran. And he never looked back. From the day that he took that talisman, he has slowly started hearing voices in his head. Chants, directions, instructions, if you will, on how to move towards the things that he didn't even know how to define for himself in his life. As a creature who never had a formative thought of his own, his life finally had a drive. It had a voice. Ao has two biggest fears, and I don't think he really knows how to differentiate the two anymore. Ao's original fear was very much losing the life that he had started to gain, the perspective on what it meant to think, the ability to act on his own, and chase his own independent goals. Losing those things was absolutely unfathomable, and it's akin to dying to him. It's something he never wants to experience, at least not without fully exploring what it means to live first. Since going through his journeys and since encountering Gala Cala, Ao now fears losing the people who make this life worth living more than anything else. The people who are next to him are just as important to him as himself. Ao's biggest challenge is being Ao, I think. Yeah, there's a lot to being a person who doesn't really quite have their own thoughts just yet. Ao takes a lot of how he sees the world from the people around him and the people who he has encountered in his journeys, most of which who he keeps good company with are the people who he loves to spend time with, and they guide him well, but some of the people who they encounter maybe put less than good ideas in his head, and trying to siphon out what it means to be a good person versus a bad person versus a person at all, a bird person, is all very difficult. It's something he's still learning every day, something still he learns every session.
Oh, my dynamic with Ao, I don't know. We're very recently started to connect, so my dynamic with Ao is, I think, still being developed. I had a moment with him in the last episode, but I still don't know how he feels about me, so I'm still wary about Ao.
Oh, that's a question. He likes Ao. He appreciates Ao. He tries to understand Ao, but he doesn't always.
Oh, Tink and Ao are like brother and sister. They are so close. They're best friends. They're just really, really tight-knit. Like, Tinker would do anything to help Ao. Tinker would do anything to help him.
Ow!
Ow! Woo!
Ooh!
Mrs. T?
I could dress as a knoll. Ouch. His single word of like, ouch, is like, that sounds really dangerous and maybe we shouldn't do that, because all he can do is repeat what he's heard, and so whenever we've been in battle and something happens and one of us goes like, ow, he's just imitating that. Like, remember last time you said ow? Like, yeah.
It's more noises with him than anything.
I want to use Ao as an adjective.
Random,
Confused.
Persistent.
Curious.
hard-headed,
Badass.
He's lovable.
Lost.
Selfless.
He's self-discovering.
One thing Al brings to the party.
Eldritch Blast.
A level of unpredictability for Al himself is something that he brings.
Al brings a lot of badass spells and stuff. He brings a lot of random plans that I don't know how he comes up with, or he probably doesn't come up with them himself, but they just are the most random things that work every time, and a hilarious factor to it.
I think Al brings a lot of heart to the party.
I think he's learned that you can try as hard as you can to understand something, but trying hard doesn't always get you the results you want.
I think Bree's learned from Al about family in a way, because he doesn't really have one, and he's accepting this one, and I think that's teaching Bree that it's okay for her to accept them as well in her own way and what she wants to make of them.
Tinker has learned from Al actions have consequences. Yeah.